Happy Hump Day, everybody. I'm NaKeitha Ross, your fearless female podcast host and chief strategist. Today I'm here with Nachell Flanagan. Been friends for over 20 years, right?
Yes.
High school.
Yes.
But today she's here because she's a fearless female.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and not only that, she attended the retreat over the last weekend. So I wanted a guest to come in and just talk about the aftermath, talk about the retreat, but not only that, talk about her new venture, who she's becoming, and what she's afraid of. So let's get to the juicy part. Welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So the retreat was this weekend.
It was.
So let's do like a natural progression of the retreat.
Okay.
So you not landed, look at me acting like you flew in. You arrived at the hotel.
Yes.
You checked in. What happened when you checked in?
I checked in. I got up to my room and met my welcoming roommate, Miss Ashana. I was so happy to see her. I was like, wow, okay. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? I was very welcome. We then made plans to go eat lunch and then come back and get ready for the blackout party, Get ready to wind down with all the other ladies.
Cool. So over the weekend, we had 2 days of sessions.
Mm-hmm.
We started with a welcome with Dr. Arisha Hilliard.
Yes.
Then we had 3 sessions after that.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, we had 3 sessions. And then we ended with the Fearless Female Forum,
Yes.
a big luncheon.
Mm-hmm.
So give me at least 2 or 3 highlights of the weekend, your favorite part.
Okay, so first and foremost, Dr. Arisha Hilliard. Oh, my God. She took us to church. We all were shouting, feeling the spirit. If you didn't, like I said before, if you didn't know before you got there, you knew when you left what you were supposed to take from this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my other biggest highlights of the weekend was being welcomed by so many women that I did not know. Being welcomed with smiles, good morning, hello, how you doing? Oh, would you like to sit here? Just a group of welcoming women was so refreshing to me, especially when you're in the room, you don't have your comfort zone of all those females that you do know, right?
Right.
So I met a whole lot of new friends, exchanging phone numbers and networking. Another highlight from the weekend was the session that I got the most from was the budgeting session. Mm-hmm. Something that we need to make sure we do to invest in our future, knowing stocks and bonds and how to search for what's best for you and knowing just the details. So I took some really good nuggets from that class, and it's something that we all should really look into because it's for our future, for our kids' future, and it's very important.
We had Cassandra Cummins on the last podcast.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I missed that one.
We did a podcast Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday about 11 or 11:30 a.m. But it's on Facebook and you go back and find it. But we the name of that podcast was Expect the Unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Cassandra talking about stocks and stilettos and Belinda talking about balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were my only 2 retreat speakers who hadn't had the opportunity to be on a show because they live out of state.
Right.
But Cassandra, everybody anticipated her class. It was highly anticipated because the Fearless Friday that we did in January, it was so many questions about stocks and money management and how to invest and what should I do first. Because that is an area that we're so scared of.
Mm-hmm.
So scared of. We don't talk about investments in our community. I know we don't. I know what we did in my household. It was about just balance. Basically, when it came to money, surviving.
Yes.
Surviving is what we talked about when it came to money. Don't bounce a check and try to maintain your credit.
Yes.
Stocks and all that was like for somebody with a PhD in finance. You have to be highly experienced to deal with that. And one thing about Cassandra, she really simplified it. She simplified it in a way, made it so simple, and let you know that anybody can join in.
Yes.
Anybody can join in. It's not you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have $1,000. Mm-hmm. The investment is so small. It's so small, but the key to it is starting it, and the second key is being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Make it habitual on a constant basis. Don't just put 100 in and don't come back anymore.
Right.
Doing it monthly, then growing it and doing it bi-weekly, then eventually doing it weekly.
Yes.
Building up your endurance like we do in a gym. On that treadmill, you start out at 4.0.
Yes.
Then you go up to 5.0. Then you're like, I'm at 6.0 and I'm still breathing.
Right.
You know I'm still alive.
Let me add a climb.
Exactly. Yeah, let me add the climb to it, the incline to
Yeah.
it. Yes. So let's talk about 2018.
Okay.
What was one of your biggest challenges in 2018?
Wow, 2018 was so bittersweet for me. I went into 2018 ready to rock it. It was going to be the year that I was going to make things happen, right? And I found myself going through a lot of roadblocks and a lot of challenges. And I had two challenges. One challenge was identifying, how am I going to live in my purpose? How do I do that? You know, I know what my purpose is, but how am I going to do this? And so there was bouts of discouragement, you know, feeling down, like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? The biggest challenge was accepting what God told me I had to do in order to live in my purpose. I had to accept that because I'm used to living in my comfort zone.
A lot of us are.
You know, I'm the person on the side of the pool, don't want to make any waves. I don't want to go to the deep end because I may drown. I know how to kick my feet to keep myself afloat, but do I want that fight? And so when he spoke to me and told me what I had to do, I had to go through a moment of, are you sure? I had to fast, and then I had to accept it. And in one of my classes, one of the sessions, I sat in front of, we had little sayings. Kyra. Yes. And it was so funny because, you know, you get comfortable and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit in this seat because I sat in this seat yesterday. And when I sat down and I saw the message, and it's funny when she got to me, she's like, oh, you just smiling like an orange, you ready to peel it off. I was like, wait till you're here. And so it said, you are strong enough to do the internal heavy lifting, but the first step is to open up to change. And so that's what I went through in 2018. Believing that I was strong enough to do what it is that I was called to do, and then be willing to accept that change. And that change was to walk away from my leadership corporate job and pursue my dreams, just to step out on faith, just to take that leap of faith. And it's a big leap. It's a big leap, and it's scary, but I know that's what I was called to do in order to live in my purpose.
So what does living in your purpose consist of?
Ooh, it consists of determination, being determined. Most importantly, holding myself accountable. I got to hold myself accountable, right? Because we get so comfortable in, okay, I'll do this tomorrow. Or I'll do this the next day, right? But I had to hold myself accountable and say, okay, you're not going to participate in anything for fun until you get this done. I hold myself to little goals. I'm not going to eat lunch today until I submit this manuscript for editing. Or I'm not going to get up and go to this. I'm going to sit here until I finish this. I'm not going to go to the restroom. I'm going to make sure I finish it. So I hold myself to little goals, but holding myself accountable, being consistent, and leading by example. Because I'm very transparent with my kids, right? So they know mommy's home and they know why mommy's home. But what is mommy going to do while she's home? So that's my motivation. I have to lead by example. So that's my daily struggle.
That's your daily struggle.
That's my daily fight.
So you're at home, but you are still working.
I am.
So what are you working on?
I'm working on building my publishing company, teaching myself what I need to do in order to execute this plan. Hopefully, I write fiction novels. So it's all entertainment. I call it reality TV in a book. Turn off the TV. Let's read. Escape into this fantasy world. We don't have to watch TV. I can paint the picture in words for you. Same thing, right?
The book is always better though. Think about it. Anytime a book has been adapted to a movie, you always miss some pieces.
Yes.
You miss some intricate details. And one thing about reading and books, it really allows your imagination to run wild. It does. Reading is so much better, but I think we're in a society now where everything is instant.
Yeah.
Instant gratification, moving fast. We have to be cognizant and remember to slow down. Slow down and pause and read. Because it takes time. I enjoy reading so much, but I don't have the time to read like I want to. So I had like a list of all these books I wanted to read. And I was like, this list is getting too long. I want to read these books. The list is getting too long. I literally had to just do books on audio. Yeah. While I'm commuting and driving. It's working. It's not the same. And if I see something that I love, if I hear something that I love in audio, I'll pull my phone and it'll say chapter 11.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll go back and revisit it because I still buy the book.
Yeah.
I still like the books. I like books.
Yeah.
But no, reading is just a different type of escape.
Yeah.
It really is. So reality TV in a book.
Yeah, that's what it is. And so I have to really yesterday I took a moment though. I had to say, let me get away from the house because you at home, so you get caught up in what needs to be done at home.
True.
Right? So
True.
now that I am a CEO of myself, I have to make sure that during that time when I have my me time, the kids are at school, that I do dedicate it to working.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a moment yesterday and just ventured off and went and sat on the patio somewhere, and actually got some more work done. So I was like, okay, I need to do this more often. I need to find me a nice Starbucks with the patio. This weather is wonderful.
This weather is everything.
I was spoiled yesterday.
Weather.
Yeah.
I've been spoiled like for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
With this weather. It's been some great weather, like true spring.
Yes.
Sun shining, it's breezy. And it makes you want to sit on the patio.
Yes, it does.
It makes you want to go outside. There's something about this weather. So is your book complete?
The manuscript is complete, or my book profile, as I was told to call it, is complete. So 2018, I accomplished a big goal, and I think I sent you a text along with a whole bunch of other people. I took a vacation, a self-care vacation, and I was told what I needed to do in order to live in my purpose. Mm-hmm. And one of the things to make sure that I was able to do that was to finish this book. And so I took a week off to take care of myself, and I finished the book in 3 days. I finished it, and I felt so complete. I was like, oh my God, I can move forward now. And so it's done. It's ready. I'm ready. I'm excited about showing everyone the book cover design, mm-hmm. and talking about that pre-lunch, pre-order day, getting my groups together to read the book and give me some reviews on it. And I'm really excited about it. But it's done. It's ready.
I always admire people who write because I'm such a talker. I would talk you to death. When it comes down to writing, I'm like real brief, to the point. And one thing about writing a book, you have to create those layers.
Yes.
You have to create those multi-dimensions. It cannot be just surface.
Mm-mm.
It can't. And so for me, 3 or 4 words is not going to get it. You got to say the room was cold and dark. And I'm like, the room was cold. And you got to say it was kind of creepy. And you heard the little crickets in the wood. And you got to say all of that when you write it.
You got to paint the picture.
You have to paint the picture.
You got to paint the picture.
And so I really admire authors because there's really a lot of labor and work involved. It is. And so job well done.
Thank you.
Job well done. That is the next thing on my to-do list. I've been working on a book for 2 years. Hello. Two whole years.
Don't feel bad.
2 years. And I'm talking about, we still on page 4. And my issue is, I just want it to be, I don't want to force it. I want it to be organic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just do it because I want to check a box, because I'm such a box checker. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do it just to complete it. I want to do it. I want me to be in it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I could get the book done. That ain't no problem. But it's about, I want it to be really a good book. Mm-hmm. One of those books that you want to reread. Because I read so many books that I want to reread again. I want people to want to reread my book. So I'm like, really, all I wrote was the intro.
But that's okay.
The intro, and I wrote the chapter. Each chapter outline, but that's what I've been stuck on. Yeah,
that's the start. But not to make you feel like, okay, well, good, let me take longer. But it took me 14 years to finish mine. 14. I started writing that book when my daughter Kayla was 2 years old. She's about to be 17.
Yeah.
And I had a setback. I had a burglary. Someone stole my laptop. I didn't know nothing about backing it up, so I started over from scratch. And it's discouraging. But guess what? I won't feel bad about that. Because what I have now, I wouldn't have had if I finished it 10 years ago.
True.
Because what I have now is, I'm telling you, I wow myself. That's why I'm so excited. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. However long it takes you, that's good. But when you finish the first one, the second one won't take that long.
Right.
The second one won't take that long. So you're good.
And I believe in timing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you said your laptop was stolen? Everything to me happens in its due season. The Bible talks about, there's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time for everything. So, even though you said you started working on it 14 years ago, now the story's even stronger. The characters have even more layers and even more depth, you know.
Yes.
And not that your book 14 years ago wouldn't have been good, but I'm sure that this one is just beyond what that one could have been
It is.
or would have been. So I definitely believe in timing. So after the book, what's next?
What's next? Book 2.
Book 2.
I have like three different ideas floating around in my head just after this book. My goal is to publish my books. I will be a best-selling author, and to help other aspiring authors. So my publishing company, I name it Dream Fulfilled Publishing, because when you write, you do what? You fulfill a dream.
Yes.
You're telling a story. And so when I was thinking of what name do I want to give, Dreams Fulfilled Publishing, because I'm fulfilling a dream for myself.
Right.
And so I hope to inspire others and help other authors publish novels, publish their stories. And then I can't wait to get to my She Kicked Corporate to the Curb book. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be funny. I'm excited about that one. And so that's just what's next for me. Just to build it up, allow my creativity to flow, just to be as creative as I want to be 100% Nachell.
100% of shit.
Not what I learned, how I learned how to be. You know, because as growing up as a kid, you're taught how you should be. I was taught I need to go get a job. I need to make sure I keep that job. Naturally, I'm a leader. I always held leadership roles, right? Always pretty much was very vocal, spoke my mind, but I never was really true to who I wanted to be. And so what's next? Be you. Be 100% you. I know my friends kind of look at me crazy when I start talking about all these great ideas. I plan to go to film. I plan to be on Netflix, you know, Love Karma on Netflix. Let's go, right? So big things are in store for the future, and I believe in them wholeheartedly, like 100%. I'm excited. And for me, there's no turning back. I got to keep moving.
When did you leave your job?
So, whoo. Wow, right? So I made the decision last year that 2019 was
We talked about it.
That 2019 was going to be my year. And I said, 2019, I'm going to walk away. And so I went on vacation, as I do every year, because I worked in retail, so it's very crazy. I'm very, very stressed out, right? Came back to work in January after a 2-week vacation, and my goal was to wait till March. I'm like, I'm going to fill these 2 positions I got open, and I'm going to give my notice in March. And God said, no, you're not going to make it to March. You said 2019. So January 25th, I gave my notice.
January 25th.
February the 8th was my last day as a leader, as a manager, corporate America, with people working under me. So now I work for myself, 100%.
So are you afraid of anything? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of growing into, let's just say 20 years from now when I'm 60, right? Sitting down, talking to my kids or my grandkids saying, I remember when I used to write stories and I really wish I would have published them. Or I remember when I had a dessert business and I wanted to have a dessert truck and never done it. But encouraging them to do it. Because I've heard it. You do whatever you want to do. Be whoever you want to be. But then you look at that person and they haven't done what they wanted to do.
Right. They got to lead by example.
I'm afraid of not leading by example. Encouraging my kids that they can be whoever they want to be. But, Mommy, what did you want to be? So when I tell my daughter, you want to be a veterinarian, but you're going to own your own veterinarian clinic. When she looks at me, I want her to look and say, oh, my mommy did it. My mommy left her job, and she worked hard to do what she knew that she wanted to do for herself, who she wanted to be 100%, right? That is the most beautiful thing when you could, and I'm very blessed because a lot of people live day to day, and they have not identified what their purpose is. Older than me. But when I look at some of these millennials and I'm like, oh, this baby identified what her purpose was. I'm 40 years old. Let me go ahead and jump on this bandwagon.
The millennials are different in a great
They
way.
are.
They like, I'm not gonna go by those rules. I'm gonna break those rules.
Right.
Like they're gonna do it differently, and we're telling them, no, you have to do it A, B, C, D. And no, they go from straight A to D. They do. They find a way to circumvent the system and say, no, I'm going to do it my way. They breaking barriers. They getting outdoors. And they changing the way things are done. They really are.
But I'm so afraid of that. So I want to make sure that I lead by example. I want to make sure that I live in my purpose. And when I get old and can't do much no more, at least I can say, you know what? I remember when I had a vision that I wanted to do this, and I did it. And this is what it did for me. And that's why you could do it too.
That's what made me go to college.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what made me go to college. I had Jada in 1997. And I enrolled in college I had Jada in June.
Mm-hmm.
Her birthday is June 10th, 1997. And when I had her, I really wasn't, I went to college. I graduated 96. I graduated in December 95. I graduated a semester early.
Okay.
So I went to college in January of 96. Went for about 6 weeks, dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to be in there. Was in love, child. But anyway, didn't want to be in college. Was doing hair. Was cool with it. But when I had Jada in June, it's just something about it. It just made me say, I got to do some things differently. I wanted to go to college. I wanted what was best for her. And I didn't want to be a hypocrite and say, go to school
Mm-hmm.
when nobody in my family at the time, on my father's side or my mother's side, have graduated from college.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had went, but nobody had completed it.
Right.
And so I had her in June, and I enrolled in college and went in August. By 2001, I had graduated. But I say all that to say, your children will be that fuel that you need sometimes to do what you need to do.
They will.
They really will be that fuel, because I'm telling you, I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested, but I decided to do that because I wanted to live and lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
When you want your kids to have habits with money, but they see you being wasteful with money.
Right.
Or you want your children to pray daily, but you don't pray.
Right.
You want your children to go to church, but you don't go to church. Or you want your children to eat healthy, but you don't eat healthy.
Right.
All these things they're watching. And what they see is what they tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not what you tell them to do. So, yeah, those children will really, really, really make you get a new lease on life.
Yes. Live in action.
Live in action.
And I always say that even in relationships, right, romantic or friendship, actions speak louder than words. What you show me and what you tell me, if they're two totally different things, I'm going to lean more toward what you're showing me. And that's another thing that put pressure on me in 2018 to really make a change, to really step into transformation, right, is because I found myself talking about it more than I was doing it. And I was like, oh, one more year. I know my friends are tired of hearing about this book. When am I going to do this? I can't let another year go by that I don't produce what I've been talking about, because actions speak louder than words.
A lot of times people say things like, when you have a dream or when you're working on something, keep it a secret.
Oh, no.
You ever heard that? Like, keep it a secret because people are dream killers. People are dream killers.
They
joy
are.
Stealers. They are. But sometimes we have to share it because we need somebody to hold us accountable.
Yes.
Just imagine if you would have kept it a secret. But because you told them and you already knew deep down inside, they saying, now, she's been talking about this book for 5 years.
Yep.
What's she going to deliver? That pressure was needed, though.
Yes, it was.
And pressure makes diamonds or burst pipes.
Yes.
It's one or the other. But I'm a firm believer in sharing because I need people to be like, and what you remember you said? Da-da-da-da. I remember years ago I said I was going to start a blog called Mahogany on the Move. Black Girl on the Move.
Okay.
Traveling. I never created that blog, but I love to travel. And people always say, what happened to you creating that blog? I was like, I know, right? But you need people to come back and remind you. I said I was going to become a travel agent. What happened to you becoming a travel agent? You always booking trips and getting people together. But your friends, they're good, for real. They're good for reminding you what you said.
They will. Or they give you that look.
I was like, man, I ain't got time to be no travel agent right now. I'm being a fearless female. But you get what I'm saying?
You do, yeah. And another thing, too, why you shouldn't keep your dream a secret, it's discernment. You can't tell everybody everything.
No, you cannot.
You can't, because you do have some dream killers and you have to have a thick skin, right? But another reason why you have to make sure that you share your dreams is because you never know who's around you that could help you.
Yeah.
If I would have never shared my dream that I was writing a novel, one of my really good friends that actually screenshotted the mentor that I invested in, I would have never gotten that.
Look at that.
And she's making movies now. So I'm like, hey, I was connected with who I needed to be connected to because I shared that, and I was nowhere near finished, but I shared that. And so I believe in sharing. And then when you identify that person that's a dream killer, then you know not to share anything with them anymore.
Right.
But you just never know who could bless you, who's looking out for you, who's thinking about you when you don't even know. Because she just sent that out the blue, like, hey, look at this. And it was a free call to get on just to learn about how to start being a self-published author. And
just from sharing.
Just from sharing. It was a free call. And then I listened to a lot of free calls. And then I was like, you know what? It's time to invest in this. And for the past 4 years, I've been learning how to do it. So share your dreams.
Share your dreams.
And back up from the dream killers once they identify themselves.
You know, Arisha talked about that, though. She talked about, people who have a lot of unfinished business. If you have a friend with a lot of unfinished business, why are you allowing them to speak volumes in your life? Why are you letting them have a say-so in your life? If you're trying to finish and complete something, why are you allowing somebody who's not even a finisher to have so much say-so in your life, you know? And that was so profound to me because it is true. We do need to share, but everything ain't for everybody.
No, it's not.
You know, and a lot of times on this journey of life, there are people we want to take with us, but everybody can't go. Everybody just can't go. My 3 principles for being a fearless female is about being awesome, being bold, and being connected. How do you think you're awesome? Well, how do you know you're awesome?
I know I'm awesome just because I stepped into wanting to be who I know I'm supposed to be. That's awesome in itself, to recognize who you're supposed to be. I spread nothing but love, honesty, loyalty. So I believe that's what makes me awesome.
And what makes you bold?
What makes me bold? That leap of faith. Woo, I can't say it enough. That leap of faith was a bold move for me. And from this point forward, I am holding myself to be bold always, to do exactly what's on my heart, what feels good within me to do.
And how you being connected?
Not being afraid. Coming out of that introvert mode, right? At the retreat, sharing, being welcoming. Although I felt very welcome, I was also that person, right? Being open to new friends. Like I had a conversation with one of the young ladies that I met, and we were like, no new friends. No, sometimes you need those new friends. You have your day ones. But sitting there talking to women, like-minded women, having those conversations where they can relate to what you're saying. No, they probably didn't want to write a book, but they are they want to be leaders at their employer or whatever it is. Stay connected. Be open to meet and mingle with people. Don't be so introverted, you know? So I'm breaking out of that. Let's do it. Let's go.
Well, Nachell, I am so happy for you.
Thank you.
Your energy is so great. I wish I could have talked more. But no, not because you talk too much. No, because I lost my voice. I'm just getting a voice back.
I know.
Like, I was like, not having a voice.
Right.
But it was great, really, just listening to you,
Thank
listening to your
you.
journey. But more than anything, I can see your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
I can feel your enthusiasm.
Ooh, I'm excited. Thank you.
And nonverbal speaks volumes. Nonverbal speaks volumes. And that smile, you smile the whole time. That's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing. You're smiling, maybe a little bit crying, but it's going to be more smiling. No, for real.
Yeah, I know.
We have those dark moments, we are, but I'm just happy that you're feeling good about the decision you made.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we make decisions, we like, should I have done that? Should I have done that? And you seem like you're just so good with your decision that you made. Best wishes. I can't wait to bring you back when Love Karma comes out.
Yes. Love Karma.
Love Karma when it comes out, so we can learn more and so we can talk more about your new project and what's to come.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm NaKeitha Ross, and I'll be back next week.